That's why you should always check your rig, people. So right now it doesn't seem to be wanted to work.
We are sailing tomorrow, which will be fun.
Sometimes it's just magic. This is what Cruz's hair looks like. You know, compromises. That's part of sailing. For anybody who boats, you know, everything happens all at once usually. So we're like, of course, now it's the time where something's gonna go wrong.
Hi, my name is Kenna, and this is Jay. We live aboard our Choi Lee Offshore 41. Her name is Sitka. I'm new to sailing, but I'm learning and loving it more and more each day. Jay, on the other hand, was born a salty sailor. As he takes me under his wing to get ready to sail around the world, join us on our adventure of falling in love with the beauty of life and the wonders of each other. Welcome to the story of us, and welcome to Sailing Sitka.
There's something about brushing your teeth to a view like this that makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Just woke up by myself, day 2, and yeah, I wasn't feeling so hot yesterday. I was quite dehydrated, a little bit of a headache. Feeling a bit better today, so we'll see what I do in my day. All right, I decided the only way to make me feel a little better is to go for a run. So sweat it out a bit, you know? It always works out for me. Might not be recommended by doctors, but you know what? I'm usually not sick, so I'm gonna keep doing what I do. All right. It was a little cloudier a few seconds ago, so I was like, it's perfect time for a run. It's getting sunny, so I'll bring a water bottle and refill this because I'll have a shower at the end. And this is the water that they provide for free at the marina. So it's desalinated, so it turns it into fresh water, but it's not potable for drinking, but good enough for showering and doing dishes. And when I don't finish one in a day, I just transfer it in that blue bucket, and then I use it to clean the boat because we haven't cleaned the boat with fresh water since Ensenada. So it's nice to like clean, like pour some on winches, any moving blocks. I tend to wash the tracks here and the cars, anything to basically keep the function of things that are meant to move moving freely. So it's good to take the salt off of that. Even your furler, your furling drum at the front of your boat, it's a great area to spray with fresh water when you get a chance. Anyways, I'm gonna go for a run, see if that makes me feel better. All right, so I just got back from my run about 30 minutes ago, and I was using that fresh water that I got from the marina to clean some of the running rigging and standing rigging. So like I said before, I went and put water on the furler, and good thing I did, because look what I noticed. That's why you should always check your rig, people. And look at this. So the pin that holds the tack down is about to pop out. That would have been no bueno, especially if it popped out while it's furled. So I'm gonna see if I can put it back in, but if not, I'll have to take the Genoa out and loosen the halyard. So we'll see. Let's see if I'm lucky and I can do it with the sail on, but probably not. All right, doing a little spring cleaning here on Sitka. It's not spring, it's just about to be Christmas. It's December 8th or 9th. Kenna's still in Lacombe with her family. So here's what I'm doing. You remember here there's a bunch of bins and stuff, these 2 bins, dehumidifier, sewing machine. So I'm trying to like revamp everything. I was able to take all the food out of these bins and redistribute it in our deep storage, and in this storage, which became available because our hot water tank on that side failed, so all the tools that were in that cupboard went in here. So now we have food and extra stuff in here. So now I'm trying to like revamp everything. So one thing I'm thinking of doing is taking that door off of the V-berth, because it's ridiculous. I've talked about this in the past. Don't mind my hair. So this door doesn't allow you to put the bed down, and then requires you to remove the bed. So basically, if you want to sleep in there with the double bed, you'd have to close the door while you're inside the room, put that wood piece down, put the mattress down, and then you could sleep there. If you want to leave the room, then you would need to take that off. So it's basically stupidity. So I'm going to take this door off. We're going to install a pole here and probably sew a curtain, which is better for ventilation anyways. And yeah, like this door's just dumb. So I'm taking it off right now. I made the decision. Big Daddy Safari's in the house. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so although not completely over now or done with, it is a lot better, I think. So got rid of the dehumidifier, which is now under that cushion there. So as you can see, there's no more door. Now there's the full cushion down there. We're gonna have a curtain here to hide this, and probably a nice little curtain to hide all the storage, which some of this is actually the linen and the blankets that would go on that bed when we have guests, and a bunch of supplies. What I really like about this configuration is we have our sewing machine ready to use. These bins are just basically water in them, emergency water bottles. And then this is just a cooler that you can take right off. Obviously it would be latched C, and then you can just open this and have access to all your stores. Versus before, I couldn't open this, and now it can open fully, which is nice. Obviously there's a few water bottles, but it's a lot better. It's a lot better. And yeah, not perfect. The thing is, when you're cruising offshore and in destinations where you might not have stores available like you do in North America and in other places, you need to keep more stores on board so that you can be self-reliant and not be dependent on the system as much. So you end up looking like a hoarder. But it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Obviously, if we had a 50-foot boat, that would not be an issue. But then also we would be working all year round and not being able to cruise. So, you know, compromises. That's part of sailing and living. See you guys. What are we doing today? We're fixing this little pump here. A little $40 special on Amazon. I mean, it's worked great since we've had it. Just right now it doesn't seem to want it to work. I cleaned the filter and it's self-priming, so that shouldn't be the issue of being airlocked, and it won't pump the last bit of the water in there. And when we're rolling like this, our float switch has this tendency of wanting to go on and off non-stop. So it's still wired in right now, but I left quite a big loom here, so I can work on it. So I'm gonna open it up and see how she goes. All right, well, she working, people. She working. So I just basically cleaned the pump, the little diaphragm thing. Nothing looked really wrong, to be honest. I just took it apart, put it back together, and now it works. So maybe the spring was misplaced, I don't know, or I missed a line. No, it's a pretty simple thing. Like, it's a pretty simple pump. I mean, there's not much to go wrong with them, but it's also a $40 pump. So I was like, nah, maybe it's just toast. No, as soon as I put it back, because it would turn on. Sorry, I'll turn this off. It would turn on, but it wasn't really powerful, and I would put my finger in with the filter off and didn't really, like, I felt like it was trying to do something, but not really. So I was like, oh, maybe it's the filter. So I took the filter apart, cleaned that all, then did the same test again with my finger, and it still didn't change anything. And the filter was a little dirty, not crazy dirty, but not enough to prevent the pump from going. But I was like, you know, you never know. So I cleaned it up, and then it was still the same diagnostic. So I'm like, you know, I got nothing better to do right now by myself on the boat. So took it apart. Didn't take long. Pretty easy to take apart. Just a Phillips screwdriver. So took it apart and didn't notice, to be honest, anything abnormal with it. Like the diaphragm portion of it. It was all sealed. There's no rupture in the seal anywhere. The spring jumped out at me. Luckily it didn't fall in the bilge. I should have known. But anyways, cut that, put that back in place, and then I put it all back together, turned it on, and then it started way 10 times more powerful right away. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's it. Whatever. Sometimes it's just magic, people. Sometimes it's just magic. And that was one of those things. I Wingardium Leviosa the shit out of it, and it worked. So, you know, 5 points for Gryffindor. Let's keep going. We're getting in the Christmas spirit on board Sitka. I got my Christmas elf back.
We're turning this into a tree.
That's right, it's a multi-purpose compression post.
Well, I just finished decorating for the holidays. By the time you guys watch this, is definitely not going to be Christmas time. But I wanted to show you the boat and how we decorate for the holidays. That's our little tree. And we just have little decorations everywhere.
Leonard is in the spirit. And then my Christmas hat is here. And then we have our first ever decoration given to us by Kenna's mom. And that's represents me and Kenna, the two mushrooms. And then we have Puck Puck, who's always there, but he's in the Christmas spirit. And this little cloth.
And some presents down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our Christmas on the boat.
And Pacifico.
Oh.
From Santa Claus.
Don't peek inside it.
I'm not allowed to peek inside it.
But that's Jay's stocking from my parents.
Look how cool the stocking is.
Yeah.
That stocking might be hung year round, actually. Just because of how cool it is.
Yeah.
That is a cool stocking.
It's a sailboat Christmas.
I'm not allowed to look in it. I'm putting it down. Not looking, I swear. Kenna's hair is looking something different now. Look at it.
What's wrong with this?
What kind of fruit is it? Fruit cup? Look at this thing.
Do you like it?
It looks like a spring.
Such a weird video. I'm not putting this in here. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're putting this video.
Oh no.
This is real life. This is what Cruz's hair looks like. This is our shower station. See, we put the walls of privacy, and then we transfer the water from there, which is not water you can drink, but it's fresh water, into this little Tupperware, and we get 2 Tupperwares a person. Nothing but luxury, people.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Yeah.
Thank you for welcoming me back, Jay.
I welcomed you back already. She's been back for 3 days.
I meant to our YouTube.
Oh, they've already seen you decorate. You see, like, you've already been back, hun. You crazy papachulo.
Came back to it blowing like, what is it, 20 knots more?
Today's actually 30 something probably.
30 something, so that's been great.
Yeah, the dinghy ride back was it's interesting. We got a little bit of water in the dinghy, but we found a good grocery store. So we're excited because we scored some brie cheese for good price, and
well, we
some
love
baguette.
doing little charcuterie board type of dinners. And yeah, we found some good brie. Actually, we walked past this bakery that had this elder gentleman in there that was selling eclairs and croissants, and we asked him where brie was, and he's like, oh, Selecto down the road.
And we're like, oh, there's a Selecto here. We saw one in Cabo, but we didn't think there was one here, but it's actually not that far from the marina. And we found brie cheese, which is kind of exciting. So yeah, we're gonna have a little date night tonight at the table. All right, so now that Kenna's back, we're gonna do this little Genoa job, putting the pin back on the furler. I think I showed you guys on camera previously, but I'll go show you guys again. So we're gonna do a little sail out of La Paz tomorrow, like a 5-hour sail up to Isla Partida with 2 buddy boats. So let's go see. So we've had to wait because it was so windy, so we couldn't do this job, but now the wind's calmed down a bit. It's a bit windier now. But you see, this is the pin that attaches the tack, and you see it's more in now because I pulled it out, but you see it's not fully in, and I can't get it to go all the way in unless I lower the pressure on here. So to do that, we have to unfurl the sail and then take the tension off the halyard, but we need to unfurl it first, so that's what we're going to do right now. Pretty easy job, but it's going to be easier with 2.
Yeah, that's tight. Well, that was an easy fix, but while we were doing that, the wind picked up, which was a little bit terrifying. And then there was this like intense burning smell at the same time, so Jay made me run down below to check on everything. Our bilge pump was like cycling off like quite a bit, but that happened to not be the case. So I don't know, but the smell probably was coming from upwind somewhere, someone else's boat doing some work or something, but just everything at once gets a little confuffled. But anyway, we fixed it and now the pin's in place where it should be. And yeah, so we are sailing tomorrow, which will be fun. It's gonna be only about a 5.5 hour sail, which is gonna be quite nice. Jay and I are used to doing little short ones like that back home in BC. When we used to sail to like Sydney Spit and that, it's usually about 4.5-5 hours from Vic. So yeah, it'll be nice to just do a little day hop with our friends. And yeah, today we are just making sure we're stocked up on fuel and food and all that shenanigans. And yeah.
Oh yeah.
And water, I guess, too.
Yeah, we need water. We'll fill this guy up.
There we go. Yeah,
of course there's no wind all morning, and then when we decide to sail, it starts blowing.
And then I said we just smell a burning smell, and then everything was happening at once, and then it got like...
The burning smell wasn't from our boat, luckily, but it smelled like burnt plastic.
Yeah.
And usually in the boat world, for anybody who boats, you know, everything happens all at once usually. So we're like, of course, now it's the time where something's gonna go wrong.
You're like, put Loctite on this. No, go down below. What's burning? It's like, holy shit. We also put this new sticker on our door. I'm just looking at it now. It's probably haven't been shown to you guys yet. This little guy. Jay, have we named him yet?
Pepito.
Pepito. Pepito the flying fish. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys soon. Next on Sailing Sitka. So today we are sailing.
It's always a race when there's more than one boat. Look at her go. Look at this magnificent vessel.